What's going on, RadDad? So, good question from Steven about working through push-ups and pull-ups. I absolutely use the SFT for that as well. So, keeping it consistent. My biggest, I guess, driver in terms of, or my strongest intent here is when I'm connecting, then whether it's feet to the ground, hands to the ground, or going to a hanging position, like from the pull-up bar, then I use the SFT foot or hand positions. So just going through it simply, if you were to evaluate the squats, right, you had your 6 positions: right foot forward, left foot forward, narrow, wide, turned out, turned in. Do the same exact thing, but do it with your hands. That will be sure to integrate more through the system. So we have a saying, or part of my education is strong hands, strong core. Okay? So the extremities are an extension of the core if you follow the fascial lines, right? So the more aware we are of our hands and our feet and what they can do and how they adapt to different terrains and environments and the touch, the feel, the sensation, etc., the better and stronger our core will be as we work through specific movements. Push-ups and pull-ups just happen to be two of those where you need core strength. You need quite a bit of it. Okay, so having said that, now as you work through, okay, even if you're trying the different hand positions on the push-ups, drop the knees down, right? We live, like, we're rad dads. We live in this society where it's like you can't put your knees down. F all that. Drop your knees if you need to, okay? Because it's really about working the push-ups, right? And the push-up is more so an upper body to a core exercise as what it's seen in that traditional sense. So drop your knees if you need to. Elevate yourself onto a bench if you need to. Do what you got to do there, okay? Go against the wall so that you're raised up. Do what you got to do, but try the different hand positions. So I'll do it standing here. So right hand slightly forward, about shoulder width apart. Left hand slightly forward, shoulder width apart. Narrow, I like to go the Miami U. Wide, outside of shoulder width. Then I come back to shoulder width and I go turned out and I go turned in, okay? Now what this is going to do, right hand slightly forward versus left hand slightly forward, we're creating a shift in the rib cage, okay? Diaphragm, rib cage, getting the spine just to wake up a little bit. Puts the shoulder blades in different places. Narrow to wide, we can just look at that as width of the chest, as well as attributing to more tricep engagement versus less, right? So this is going to be heavy on the triceps as the elbows stay closer to you versus wider, okay? We're going to get much more of the chest influence and less of the tricep. And then last but not least, hands turned out, okay? Because of how chest tissue to bicep connects, if I turn my hands out and externally rotate the shoulder, I'm lengthening my chest tissue. So I'm giving myself more access to pushing through my chest, right? So here, more access to chest. Here, less access to chest because I've now started to shorten this tissue. But what did I do? I just made my back longer, right? I just took all this tissue here and made it longer as I turned my hands in. So that's more of the posterior shoulder, the back of the shoulder, the rotator cuffs, okay? Some of the, you can think of the lats and the traps. You can even think of the levator that comes up into the occiput. Those are all going to get longer. They help you through the back part, right? So again, right, even a push-up, we're doing it, and most people are like, oh, work the chest and the tricep. But you can change your hand position, and you can actually do it to where you're now asking for way more from the back of your body than you are from the front. So food for thought there, right? So again, right hand forward, left hand forward, Miami U, outside of shoulder width wide, hands turned out, hands turned in, okay? I would absolutely go, if you have a push-up set for the day, you're like, okay, today I'm going to do 50 push-ups, try the different hand positions, do 10 of each, right? There's 6, so do 10 of each, then maybe you go back through and you do 8 of each, and so on and so forth, and just keep going through till you're kind of like, wow, like that, I felt this way more than this one, or, whatever it is. Some people get really, they like to just pick one and be like, I really like that hands turn out one. It feels really good on my chest. Bang out 25 of those, so have fun. Same thing when you're starting to transition to the pull-ups, okay? When you're starting to transition to the pull-ups, if you have access to moving the hands in different places, I would do that. So let me see if my camera follows me here. Yep, all right, so With this, right, you can still work a very similar. So keeping it simple in the frontal plane, we can go a narrow grip versus a wide grip. Okay, we can go a supinated grip, which is more like your chin up, versus your pronated grip. Okay, and if you have access to it, we can go right hand forward versus left hand forward. So switching that, and then you can start to kind of fine tune. I actually will get into a lot of mixing. So I'll go a narrow right and I'll go a wide left, right? Or I'll do a forward left and then a narrow right on the back. So I will continuously mix it up there. The more feedback you can provide your system, the more it will be able to execute when you decide to do one.